There's excitement in new friendships, but comfort in old ones. Just ask India. The jubilation around Donald Trump has turned sour. The US has slapped a 50% tariff on India. So what does India do? Firm up an old time-tested friendship. I'm talking about Russia. As we speak, Foreign Minister S Jaishankar is in Moscow. It's the second high-level visit this month. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval visited 2 weeks ago, and now Minister Jaishankar is visiting. He'll be in Moscow for 3 days. Today was all about laying the groundwork. First, he visited a war memorial in the Russian capital. He paid tribute to Russia's fallen soldiers in World War II. Then it was down to meetings. Minister Jaishankar had one major engagement today. He co-chaired an inter-government commission, basically a bilateral platform to discuss crucial issues like trade, economy and science. He also met Russia's deputy prime minister during those talks. Tomorrow promises to be even bigger. Jaishankar will meet his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Chances are he will also get an audience with President Putin. Now, this visit is not happening at random. There is a lead-up and a follow-up. The lead-up is the tensions between India and the US. Trump has slapped secondary tariffs on India. His officials have accused New Delhi of funding Russia's war. And yesterday they went a step ahead. The White House press secretary dropped the S word.
The president has put tremendous public pressure to bring this war to a close. He's taken actions, as you've seen, sanctions on India and other actions as well. He's made himself very clear that he wants to see this war end.
Now, just to be clear, the US has not sanctioned India. The US has only tariffed Indian exports. Maybe it was a slip of tongue by the spokesperson, or maybe plain and simple ignorance. Either way, India won't like this characterization. And then you've got Russia, steady and eager as always. The Russian embassy in India held a press conference today. They made 3 crucial points. Number 1, Russia is open to absorbing Indian exports. If you cannot sell them in America, send them to Russia. That's what Moscow is saying. Number 2, Russia expects the oil sales to continue. That's the flashpoint between India and the US. Trump wants India to stop buying Russian oil, but Moscow expects the trade to continue. They also revealed the discounts offered to India, which is usually around 5%. And finally, number 3, Russia wants to double down on military cooperation. They highlighted the new Sukhoi program. India and Russia are jointly upgrading India's fleet. These old planes will need new engines. The plan is to produce them together.
If the Indian goods are facing difficulties entering the US market, the Russian market is, would welcome Indian imports to the most extent possible. So don't worry about that.
Despite political situation, we can predict that the same level of oil import, crude oil import, will be approximately the same.
As far as we all know, we have agreed to jointly produce jet engines for Sukhoi jets here in India. And this is just one of the steps towards the further expansion and advancement of this cooperation.
There was also a lighter moment. One of the reporters asked the Russian envoy about India's new air defense mission. It was announced by Prime Minister Modi last week. He called it the Sudarshan Chakra. Listen to that exchange.
The Prime Minister talked about the missile shield during the Independence speech. Any Russian initiative on that? Would Russia help India in that initiative?
No, maybe air defense shield. Air defense shield. Sudarshan Chakra. Next time ask in Hindi, I would understand better.
So that's the lead up. Fraying India-US ties and rejuvenated India-Russia ties. The follow-up is a high-stakes trip by Vladimir Putin. It has been on the cards for a while now. Putin has not visited India since the war broke out in 2022, but he is expected to visit this year around the end of 2025. Chances are Jaishankar will be discussing that upcoming trip. There are dates and details to be worked out. All these moves signal India's position. Its refusal to kowtow to Trump. On the 6th of August, he announced secondary tariffs on India. Trump announced secondary tariffs on India. The next day, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval met Putin in Moscow. Yesterday, the US talked about sanctions on India. Today, Minister Jaishankar landed in Moscow. So the message is quite clear. India will not abandon its relationship with Russia. If anything, it will double down.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.